Hey guys, it's Eline, welcome back. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Eline and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. For today's video, I have a huge drugstore makeup haul for you guys. As some of you may or may not know, Essence Catrice, they update their line, their permanent line, like twice a year. This time they released a lot of products for fall and winter that I definitely was interested in, so I picked up a lot of them. This is what happens. This is full of makeup, so this is definitely going to be a longer video. Grab a snack or grab a drink and let's just get started. Starting off with the products I got from Catrice. First two products were part of a limited edition collection, but I decided to throw them in this haul anyways. So this is part of the limited edition Glowrious collection, and I grabbed a Sculpting powder palette, also a Strobing Duo Highlighter. The Sculpting palette comes with a highlighter, a blush, and a bronzer slash contour shade. The contour shade is definitely on the cooler side. It's the one I'm wearing right now and I really love it. It is a bit sheer and it's not that pigmented, but since I'm not that tan, I don't mind it. The blush is really pretty. It's nothing special, but it is pretty, and the highlight was way too glittery for me, so I don't really like the highlight in this palette, but the blush and contour were amazing. Then we also have the Strobing Duo Highlighter. It has a pinkier side and a lighter side. I just throw my brush in there and mix them all together. This is actually a really pretty highlight. It's the one I'm wearing on top of the one in the palette because I hated that one, so I decided to go over it with this one. And I actually really loved it. It's not very glittery, but it does add a nice highlight, and I love the way this looks on my skin. Texture is a little bit powdery, but it is soft, and I mean, I like it. Again, this didn't really blow me away, but it is pretty nonetheless. So now I'm going to talk about their new stuff that's part of their permanent line. So these two products were limited edition, but all the rest of this video is part of their permanent line. Also, this hair, I know it's my natural hair. I didn't really do anything about it, but I kind of like it. It's very summery, very beachy. It's okay, I guess. And then I have the Prime and Fine Multitalent Fixing Spray. Then I have the Prime and Fine Multitalent Fixing Spray. That was difficult. Also from Catrice. So it has a beautiful purple packaging. It's a bit tiny for a fixing spray. It contains 50 milliliter or 1.69 fluid ounce. The packaging looks really cute and chic. It's nothing special, but it is very luxurious. It's nothing special, but it does look very luxurious. I can't speak today! I've been using this for quite some time now and I really like it. I don't know if you're able to see it, but it has a nice spray. It squirts out the product beautifully. It doesn't have a harsh spray, which is what I love about it. It sets my makeup in place. I even use it as a primer sometimes, or when I just want to freshen up my makeup, so this is definitely something I recommend. Next, I picked up one of their new nail polishes. This is the Ultimate Nail Lacquer in the shade Too Sweet to Sweet. I think this looks really unique. It's the one I'm wearing right now, but it looks terrible right now because I have to repaint my nails. But it is a beautiful shade. Depending on the lighting, this pastel nail polish can look a little bit more on the lavender side. Sometimes it looks bluish, sometimes it looks grayish. So that's what I love about this nail polish. It is very unique and I actually love the quality of this. It also has a really large applicator, which is what I love in a nail polish. So this is definitely, again, something I would recommend. Next, I have these Velvet Matte Lip Creams. Now let me tell you, these are bad. I don't like these at all. I think these suck. So these are supposed to be a matte liquid lipstick, like a lip cream with a matte finish, but these, no, I don't like these at all. They don't have a matte finish, first of all. They're very sheer, don't have a lot of coverage, don't have a lot of pigmentation. They clump together here on my lips, so I wouldn't recommend these at all. I hate these, and if I could I would return them, but in Belgium it's not that easy to return makeup just because you don't like it. So now I have these two, but I don't like them at all and I wouldn't recommend them at all. Sorry Catrice, I love Catrice as a brand, but this, no. I don't know what they were thinking, no. Then the next item I picked up from Catrice is the Lash Dresser Comb Mascara Volume and Length. So this is what the packaging looks like. It has a really chic packaging that's quite large. And the wand of this mascara is very unique. So as you can see, this brush just looks like a comb. So there's only one side you can use with this. It just like brushes out your eyelashes. It has a ton of volume, it doesn't clump, it separates my lashes beautifully, and also this one doesn't smudge. I have applied it on my lower lashes and it did not transfer or budge, which is really hard to find in a mascara. This is definitely one of my new favorite mascaras. I really love it, and again, something I would totally recommend picking up. Also, if you're not familiar with Catrice and Essence, both of them are so affordable. They are both from the same company and they're super inexpensive. They're really affordable. That's one of the many things I love about these brands. And then the last thing I picked up from Catrice is the Deluxe Glow Highlighter, which looks like this. So this is a highlighter palette that comes with 3 shades. It has a more darker one and then 2 lighter ones. Usually I'll just mix the 3 of them together, but to be honest, I'm not really impressed with this one. It's not really that great. It's a little bit powdery. It doesn't look like anything special on the skin. It definitely highlights, but it doesn't look like anything special. To be honest, I expected more from this. It's very powdery and it's just not my favorite. Then moving on to the items I picked up from Essence, which is a lot of items. The first thing I see here is the Strobing Highlighter. So this is what it looks like. It has a wavy pattern and it looks like a pearly highlight. To be honest, I really like this. It looks beautiful on the skin, but it doesn't really have a lot of like shininess to it. I would describe it more as a matte highlight. I definitely prefer this one over the Catrice one. So would I recommend it? Not necessarily. Is it bad? No. Do I like it? Yes. So yeah. From Essence I also picked up a mascara. This is the False Lashes Mascara Dramatic Volume Unlimited. On the packaging it's really fun, nothing special. And then the wand itself also doesn't look like anything special. But oh my god, I love this mascara. It's the one I'm wearing right now. It has so much volume to my lashes and I just freaking love it. I love applying like 2 or 3 coats of this one and then adding 1 coat of the Catrice one to get rid of any clumps. Not that it clumps, but sometimes if you apply too many layers it can clump, so then I go over with this one and then it's perfect. And these two are definitely a combo that I really have been enjoying. The next from Essence I picked up the Matte Long Lasting Lip Gloss, and this is in the shade Beauty Approved. When I first saw this shade I thought it would look beautiful on my lips. It is the one I'm wearing right now. So to be honest, these are better than the ones by Catrice, but not really what I'm looking for. If you ask me, this isn't really matte and it slips and slides. It doesn't really dry down, so which means it doesn't have the longest lasting power. And I mean, when I want something matte, I want something that's really matte and that dries down, so this one doesn't. It is better than the Catrice one when it comes to pigmentation, but it's not what I'm looking for and it's not what I love, so I would say pass up on this one. So if you don't really like the fact that liquid lipsticks dry down matte, then this might be something for you, but for me this just wasn't it. Then next from Essence I picked up the 2-in-1 Essence Eyeshadow and Primer Long Lasting Brightening and Flawless Finish, and this is in the shade Nude Beige. I think they came out with 2 shades and this is the nude one. So this is just like a eyeshadow primer that is tinted, and I hope this would be a great dupe for the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot, but it isn't as great as the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot. I use it as an eyeshadow base today, but it doesn't really look that good. It's very slippery, it doesn't really dry down, and you definitely have to set it with a powder. Last time I wore this, my eyeshadow didn't crease, so that's a good sign. But it's not as great as the MAC Pro Longwear Paint Pot. So yeah, since I'm trying to use only cruelty-free products, I thought this would be an amazing dupe for my MAC one, but it wasn't really as great as the MAC one. So I'm still looking for the perfect dupe, but this just wasn't it. It is great, but it's not a dupe. Then next from Catrice, I picked up 2 Satin Touch blushes. So this is what they look like. I picked up the shade 10 Satin Coral. I also picked up the shade 20 Satin Love. Both of these have a beautiful satin finish. They're not really matte, but they don't have any shimmer in them. They just add a nice dewiness to the skin, which is what I love in a blush. They're both really beautiful neutral shades. I really love these. The texture is very soft, not too powdery, and they blend onto the skin beautifully, so these I would definitely recommend. And I also picked up another blush, but this is the Matte Touch blush. So this one is in the shade Peach Me Up. I think they only came out with 1 shade, and this is what it looks like. Again, very neutral, very peachy, which is definitely what I love in a blush. So this one has a matte finish. I don't really like it as much as the satin ones because it is very powdery and it's not as soft as the satin ones. But it is a nice blush. I just wasn't really blown away by it. It's just a typical blush with a matte finish, and it does look beautiful, but it is a little bit powdery and it doesn't really last for a very long time. Next, I picked up one of their new eyeshadow palettes. This is the All About Toffee eyeshadow palette. So this comes with 8 beautiful eyeshadows. They're all very neutral. Some of them are matte and some of them have a slight shimmer in them. And I just love this palette. It's the one I'm wearing right now. And these shades are perfect for fall. They are very pigmented. They blend really nicely onto the skin. And I think this is one I will use a lot during the fall time. Quality is amazing and I would definitely recommend it. I already have a few of these palettes that they used to have, but now they're a little bit bigger. So as you can see, this is the new one, and then this is the old one, which is a little bit smaller. I don't know if it actually is more expensive, but it does come with 2 more shades than it used to. Then I also got the Essence Contouring Eyeshadow Set, which looks like this, and I got it in the shade Mauve Meets. Mauve Meets Marshmallow. It's a little duo that comes with two eyeshadows, a darker one to contour with and then a lighter one to highlight with. I used the darker one to smoke my eyeliner on my lower lashes and the lighter one underneath my brow bone to highlight. To be honest, this isn't that great. It doesn't have a lot of pigmentation. It barely shows up on my eyes, and I would definitely say skip this one because it's nothing special and it doesn't have the best pigmentation. I have another eyeshadow. This is the Metals eyeshadow in the shade Vanilla Brilliance. And this one is gorgeous. This is what it looks like. I'm wearing it on my inner corners as a highlight. I even think this would be beautiful to use as a highlight on the cheekbones. Actually, I'm going to try it right now. Let's see. Ooh! Wow, this is beautiful. Yeah, so this you could definitely use as an eyeshadow but also a highlight. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Ooh, this is so beautiful. I would totally suggest picking this up and using it as a highlight because this is intense and so gorgeous. So yeah, this is a baked formula, so it's a little bit powdery. The pigmentation is amazing and it looks beautiful. I mean, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Then next from Essence, I picked up two of their extreme lasting eye pencils, Easy Glide and Waterproof. I got one in the shade But First Espresso. And then I also got one in Rocking Taupe. The shade But First Espresso is the one I'm wearing in my waterline and then smoked it out with an eyeshadow. And I think this one works the best out of the two. Rocking Taupe doesn't really show up on my waterline. I'd have to go over it a couple of times and still it's barely there. So in this range I would suggest the darker shades and stay away from the lighter ones because they don't really show up. But both of them are super pigmented when you swatch them and they are so creamy, like so creamy, but they do stay on the waterline, which is great because usually when something is very creamy it doesn't really last for a long time, but these ones definitely do. Next from Essence, I got the Get Picture Ready Brightening Concealer Instant Flawless Finish in the shade Ivory. So this reminds me a lot of the Maybelline, is it Instant Age Rewind? Because it also has a little like sponge applicator like this. I use it today for the first time and so far so good. It's not creasing, it looks good, it doesn't look cakey, it doesn't look drying, so definitely so far this has been working for me. So the shade Ivory is perfect for my skin tone. It highlights without looking too white or too overly highlighted. It blended out beautifully. The coverage was okay. It's not the best coverage ever. I did use a color corrector underneath, but it did conceal my under eye circles. And so far I really like this. And next from Essence, I got the Matte lipstick in the shade 02 Perfect Match. So the packaging looks very simple. It has a little E right here. Then you open it up and this is what the lipstick looks like. It is engraved with a E, which I think is super fun. It has an amazing scent to it. I really like this lipstick. It has a matte finish without feeling overly matte or drying on the lips. It stays for quite some time, I would say like 1 to 2 hours, which is okay for a lipstick. And this shade is just absolutely beautiful. It is a darker nude with a mauve undertone and this is something I will be wearing a lot this fall time. Then we have 3 more items to go and then we're done. So next I picked up the Light Up Your Face Luminizer palette. So it's the same concept as with the Catrice one, only this has other shades and the pans are a little bit bigger. Again, it has darker and lighter highlighters, but this one is way better than the one by Catrice. It's less powdery, more pigmented, and it blends beautifully onto the skin. Again, I just mixed the 3 of them together. I think this looks beautiful. I used it in a tutorial. I think it was my last tutorial, and you can see how beautiful it really was. So this is definitely something I would suggest. So if you had to choose between the Catrice one or the Essence one, definitely go for the Essence one. It's cheaper and it is way better. Then next I picked up 2 items from Essence that aren't really new. So this is the Essence Shading Powder Bronzer and Highlighter. So this is what it looks like. This was on sale. It was 50% off and it was already really cheap. So I think I paid about 75 cents for it. And I heard someone on YouTube talk about it. I think it was Casey Holmes who really loves this. So I decided to give it a try as well because it was so cheap. And she was right. This is amazing. But I think they discontinued it. So it would be a bummer. The bronzer shade is quite light, but it does show up on my skin tone. It has a beautiful finish. It blends onto my skin nicely. And the highlighter is also super pretty, especially for such a cheap price. The highlighter is really pretty and I'm so happy I was able to snatch this up because I think it is going to be discontinued. But if you can still pick it up, then do so because this is beautiful. And lastly from Essence, I picked up the Studio Nails Anti-Split Nail Sealer because my nails have been chipping so much, like they just They're just ripping off everywhere and I hate it because my nail polish just goes away like it's nothing. I was looking for something to strengthen my nails and make them not split that much, so I decided to give this one a try. Someone recommended it to me. I have used it about twice already and I do notice a difference. Not a huge difference, but I definitely do notice a difference, which really shocked me, but I'm really happy I picked it up. And if your nails are breaking just like mine, then try this because it is amazing. It's not new, but I decided to show it with you guys anyways. So this is the Studio Nails Anti-Split Nail Sealer. Definitely recommend this. Alright guys, so that wraps up this huge drugstore beauty haul. These are all the things that were new at the drugstore from Essence Catrice. Well, not all of them, but the items I picked up anyways. So I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have tried any of these products and what you think about them in the comments below. I already reviewed some of these products on my blog and I'm going to review all of them soon. So if you're interested in knowing in-depth reviews, then just click the link below to go to my blog. Also check out my social media, which is linked down below as well. And as always, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys! Mwah.